Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Fire. I am Valerie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm doing with hubby.
Hubcap.
And today we are doing lace. I got some work done on Nadja. This is just the first layer, so it looks really spotty. Doesn't look as dark as it's going to when I'm done, but I wanted to focus on the lace and get this detail in. So what I did was crop my photo so I can just see the lace. But if you look at the regular size photo, we see detail, but not always a whole bunch of detail, depending on the area we're at. Hey, Andrea, Bob, Teresa. So we are going to zoom in. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white charcoal pencil, General's pencil, and I'm going to quickly just lay out where all my highlights are, and they're not everywhere, but they're here, and I'm going to put those in so that I have a visual of where I'm going and what I don't want to burn. Now, with lace, it's up to you as to how much of the pattern you want to transfer. It's a lot of information, so maybe you need more, maybe you need less. I went with less, and I'm probably going to regret it later because there is a lot to it, but that's okay. So I'm just putting in the highlights and nothing else. Just trying to find those shapes. Get those shapes in. Now remember, everything's curving, so we got to take that into consideration as well. And make sure we follow it. And here's the thing, what I did was I just marked out my biggest darks and didn't mark out everything else, which looks like it might confuse me a little bit. In fact, I put the white right here in the wrong spot. Let's see if I can get it off without losing the pattern, because I need to burn right there. Maybe. Guess not. I don't know. So it's actually, the line is above.
Lord.
What's wrong?
I had to refresh my chat, it froze.
Oh.
And I see that we have, chat's pretty active.
Hey, Greg. Hey, Sheila. So just trying to lay out.
Teresa is here too.
I got Teresa.
Did you?
In the first round. I did.
RB?
I got them.
Okay.
I got them. I showed love already.
Alright.
So as you can see, maybe I should have gone with a little more detail, or line-wise, but that's okay. I can trick it a little bit.
So, I don't understand, are you using the generals as a resist?
No, this is just my highlights, so I know where where the lighting
so you're
is
gonna
hit.
burn around them?
I'm going to burn around
okay.
it. When you use this as a resist, it kind of burns an ugly black, so I prefer not to use it that way.
Okay.
And it's only going to resist so much.
That's interesting.
Oh
no, it's just an interesting approach to it.
Burns an ugly black, so I'm not interested in doing that. And I'm trying to decide if this is going to be the last live for Nadja, or if we're going to do another one, because I still haven't put her jewelry in. Let's see here. Just finding those real quick. I've got my pen heating up. I've got the 9M out, the writing tip. And I'll use that for the small areas. I've also got my ball tip out, small ball tip. We don't see every little thing, but we do see a lot, actually. For my brain, I probably should have put a little bit more in. So let's just find these shapes and get them in. Sometimes we can put too much. And to be honest, it almost looks like I didn't put enough in. So now I'm going to pick a spot. I'm probably going to go over here, I think. Let's see here. Where am I going to go? Because if I start in the dark, we'll just start right in the middle. It's not like I can't move around. I'm just going to go into my dark areas. I just want to get the dark ones. Like I said, I'm on one. This is basswood, so it's going to burn a little hotter than, say, birch. And I'm just going to do all kinds of negative burn around it. Am I too far out? I may be too far out. Let's go in. Let us go in. Alrighty. So I'm just going to find my shapes. And honestly, a little bit of this is a bit of BSing, because the eye is not going to pick out every single detail of the lace. As long as you get your contrast right, your brain will read it as lace.
Greg says, burn low and slow. My new motto. Sometimes.
Yep.
And Beryl just appeared.
Hey, Beryl. Yep, low and slow. You can always go back and darken it. In fact, we're going to have to go back and darken it, because there's layers to this. Right here. And the layers of how the lace ruffles sit on top of each other is what's going to give that dimension. So I'm just putting in shapes.
Beryl is asking a question. Did Neil get his burner yet? Is that for you or is that for Chad?
I don't know. I know he can't comment on Facebook right now for some reason. I don't know if he's gotten his burner yet or not. It was going all over the place. The post office sent it to Japan from the U.S. to go to the U.K. I don't know.
What? That's weird.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep my comments to myself right now. So I'm just trying to find in those darks, get those in, without doing any, like, major lines.
Oh, Beryl's lagging. We're not, though.
We're not? Okay. We'll go back down here to this big area. So let's kind of go around. All of this does need to be darker. Our flower is about here. See, I'm off a little bit. And I see that. Gotta figure out how I'm going to fix it, though. I definitely see how lace can be overwhelming. Like, this is the first time for me doing lace. Greg's done a bunch of lace.
He says he likes it.
When done right, it definitely enhances the burn.
Well, you're going to be doing vampire art. You're going to end up doing lace.
Yeah. Yeah, but the rest of them aren't going to be on camera.
No.
It's easier when I can just go. Sometimes it definitely is harder on my brain trying to explain what I'm doing.
Earl says Spence must be moving today.
I'm just glad he's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats to Spence. So I'm just doing some squiggly lines in here because it's so far in and faded. Or not faded, but just not detailed. There's no reason to put a bunch of detail. Sometimes you can overdo it.
What?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you can put too much because this is supposed to be, it's a part of her, accenting her, but if I put too much detail in, your eye will keep being drawn to this instead of her. So now I'm going to put my shape in for the flower.
That's some art stuff there.
Yep. You have to decide what information is important for your piece.
I hope Greg was being a bit sarcastic when he said he loved lace.
Yeah, I didn't think he did, but...
He said, but rewarding when it comes out okay.
Yeah. If you can get it right, it definitely helps create a beautiful piece. So I'm just putting in shapes. Because if you weren't looking at my reference photo, unless you are a really diehard fan who knows every inch of Nadja's clothes, you wouldn't know if I was right or wrong.
Yeah. They'd be
You
like,
just wouldn't know.
but the diehard fan would be like,
The diehard
what is
fan
that?
Mm-hmm.
That's Castilian lace. And she wears Florentine lace.
Yep.
What? Oh, that's terrible.
I'm gonna erase some of these lines. It's right here. Got off a little bit. And see, when I take that white away, it changes how it looks. Alright, let's redraw that. I'm just gonna draw it with a pen, and I can actually.
Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Brum. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that, Richard. Names are important. Braham.
Wrong.
Amazing patience and
Thank
beautiful
you
work.
so much.
You know, and we appreciate you. Appreciate everybody here who's showing up, and
Yes.
especially if you're commenting and participating. It's much appreciated. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come spend some time with Valerie, and
Yes.
also the hubcap,
The hubcap.
which is me.
The hubcap. You've now gone the.
Yes, the hubcap will now refer to himself in the third person.
Oh boy. Look what you guys did.
Greg says, and then paint inside. Paint purple? Inside
I know exactly. I know. I know exactly what he's talking about.
okay. Is that not something we can share?
It was a piece that he did for a customer,
Okay.
for a client.
And then paint purple.
Yeah, he did all this work on the lace, and then they wanted color. Yeah.
That's funny because
We talked about it in one of the lives.
because I'm a painter, I'm not a pyrographer. So when I took over your pattern that you gave me for Nadja, to do the darks, I mixed. I made a complementary brown that like really matched well with the pyrography that was there.
Yeah.
And then, but for my darks, I used purple to go to black because I don't like using black. So it has a purplish tint to it. So
Yeah. No. What?
apparently I'm that guy, huh?
Greg's talking about a custom piece he did
Yeah.
because I gave him he sent me a photo showing it, and we discussed the paint that the client wanted because it took away from all his beautiful work. But that was their wedding colors, so they wanted it, and he gave it to them. But he took the time he took for the lace. He did a beautiful job.
Well, that's amazing. I'd like to see that piece.
Hmm.
Where is Greg on? It's in your group, huh?
Yes, I
Oh,
can.
okay.
I'll pull it. I'll have to find it. It was an old piece now.
Okay.
I'm just pushing in, trying to get the shape right. See, now I know I have more darks.
See, that's starting to come together now. Because
Slowly.
initially, it didn't. It just looked like some holes, but now it's taking form. So
Well, it's all about spending that time. Lace is definitely one of the ones that
there's some things.
takes some brain power.
Yeah, you just can't cheat it.
Well, you can
I mean,
cheat it.
I totally cheated on my piece, and it's
Did
an
you?
indication of lace. It's not the exact pattern by any means. There's not as much detail as you're doing. But I also used a lace doily.
Oh, to get the pattern?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that benefit. I mean, the lace doily, we'd burn it.
Yeah. You would need an iron.
So, let me pull
you'd
back.
Need an iron doily.
See how much.
for the
Yeah.
lace pattern.
Yep. Can't really see it yet.
They're all remembering the purple. Sheila's
Yeah,
like,
they
I remember
know.
the purple now, Greg.
They know.
And Greg Burrell says, I remember the purple.
Yeah.
Feels like a battle cry. Remember the purple.
Yeah, and try to beg your client not to do it. Not that Greg did not do a horrible job on his painting. It just, he did all this intricate, beautiful lace work from her wedding dress, and then to add the purple, and they wanted it bright purple, so it's not like he could add like colored pencil where it was more muted and just there. No, they wanted it full on.
So, yeah, Greg says that he'll repost it later tonight if I would like to see it. The hubcap wants to see it.
So here we have lace pattern, but I can do dots. I can do some stippling to break it up and kind of get some shadow in here. This is all light. This goes darker. But use all of your different ways to use the pen to move it across the board. And stippling definitely works, especially in the darker areas, because it's not a solid line. It's broken up. Like this goes even darker. And remember, I'm in a smaller area than the photo I'm looking at. And I've got to keep that in mind. The things are going to be a little different in size than what I'm getting, what I need to put in.
Right. That's where your brain makes that adjustment. David Albuquerque is here.
Hey, David.
He says, good afternoon. Send a hug to Brazil. We send a hug to Brazil.
Hug to Brazil.
Hug.
All right.
I don't even ever says for a hug. I always think about Dr. Evil chasing Scott. Hug, Scott. Hug.
Let's see here. So we also still have some of our food's hair going off into the lace, so I'm having to visually figure out what's what.
Teresa says she loves the work you've done on the deceased. Beautiful job. I don't know if he's deceased.
He's more.
He's half drunk. That's what
they call him half drunk.
Not because he's been drinking, because he's been half drunk.
And that's why they needed to label. So I'm just tapping in, breaking up. And it'll give me that different texture, different darkness without having a line.
So Greg says, I just finally forgot about that regarding the purple. So he says, thanks a bunch.
You brought up the purple.
That's what the hubcap does. You're welcome.
But he brought up the purple. Excuse me. So just, because right here we have her jacket.
David Albuquerque he says, I really like your work.
Thank you. It helps to hear that. Let's see here. So we got a dark, because it also curves. It folds, it curves. So we got to pay attention to where those shapes are. And more than likely, I'm going to have to go back after the live and kind of adjust things, because one, I'll see it differently. And two, it takes a lot of brain power to do both of this. Talk and do this at the same time. Lots of brain power. All of this is late.
You must have a big brain.
Why do you think I'm so exhausted afterwards?
That's it.
Here
That's okay, because I'm making you fajitas.
Woohoo! Alright.
I mean, if you want fajitas.
So,
I'll make them if you want.
I'm trying to figure out where I want to go. What I'm going to do... Not fair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up the heat to just a little over 2. Put this down for me to get a drink. And then I'm going to put in some of the darker areas so we can see the difference. Since we are on limited time, I want to make sure and try to show the difference. And then I'll go back and put in some of the white. Just so we can see. But because I'm using the 9M, using such a small tip, I might have to switch over to the ball tip in some bigger areas to make sure it's a little smoother. Alrighty, so we got a dark. It goes right here. And there is not dark everywhere, so I got to pay attention to where it kind of is. I'm a little off on that flower, but I'll live. So we got some dark in here. It's not fully dark. See right here, it kind of lost.
David's asking if you ever burned yourself by pyrography. David, clarification, do you mean Valerie's ever accidentally burnt herself with her pen, or a portrait of herself, doing art of herself?
I get off on that.
Which, the answer is yes to both.
I've only accidentally burned myself once.
Yeah.
In 15 years, I think that's pretty darn good to do it once.
What happened?
The pen slipped.
Oh.
It wasn't like I wasn't paying attention. The pen slipped.
Okay.
And so I got a little bit of the side of my finger.
That wasn't...
Moved very quickly.
Was that on the previous brand?
Shoot, I don't remember which brand it was.
I'm saying...
It was a couple of years ago.
Was it pre-Optima or post-Optima?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. It might have been...
Earl says, yep, forgot tip was hot.
I'm trying to remember, because... Alright. See, I'm a little off on the lace, but I can use this higher heat to kind of reshape.
So, Andrea is asking, can this burn me on a canvas? If so,
Yep.
what temperature?
Okay, so burning on canvas, first I would recommend washing the canvas to get the sizing out. There is, because if you don't wash the canvas, you're going to have a chemical smell. So just wash the canvas. And then temperature-wise, if you can, either cut from the seam of, if it's a bag you're doing, cut a piece of the canvas off and use that as your test strip, like tape it down to your scrap board. Canvas, I'm trying to think, is similar to paper. It requires, I've only done the one piece. No, I did two. I do have, excuse me, I do have a live stream burning on canvas. It was for Christmas 2 years ago. It required higher heat.
I have a question.
So
In regards to that, so because I use stretch canvas.
Yeah, it was your canvas that I...
Was it stretched?
Was it stretched? No, it was not stretched.
Okay. So I remember you doing that. But do you think that, like, if you had a stretched canvas that was unprimed and you washed the canvas, you just stretched it, do you think that would be worth a try? Or would the give be too much? Would the give of the canvas
I know what you mean.
interfere with the burning, I guess? Because it's...
Where did I have that?
Because it's a little bit elastic. It has some give to it, which is why people paint on them, because...
It would probably be better to secure to a board.
So you... Okay. So you would want to secure it to a board.
I'm trying to think where it's at. It was sitting here for the longest time. And I think I moved it. Yeah, I moved it. I don't feel it. I can't remember where I moved it to. All I'm doing is going through with the knife and kind of fixing where I kind of screwed up. I don't know where I put it.
Well, we can look for it later.
I don't know if I put it in the drawer or... But I'm trying... It required higher heat. Because I've done two. One was your map.
Yeah, oh yeah, you did.
And that's the one I do with Corinne. All I'm doing is scraping. Because some of it isn't as white, but it is white. So the scraping is actually...
Well, what... Not to keep on this, but... So, do you remember... It was around Christmas time. Do you remember what the subject was?
Yeah, it's a reindeer.
A reindeer. So...
Yeah, it's a feed bag that I need to finish sewing to put together for Jessica.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. So, okay, so... In the thumbnail...
It's a reindeer.
If you look at a
It's a
reindeer,
silly cartoon reindeer.
you should, be able to find that.
It's under holiday.
I remember now.
Yeah, it's under holiday in the playlist. Playlist is holiday. Where did I put it, though? It's weird. I don't know if I stuck it in a drawer because it's small and I didn't want to get messed up.
Sheila is asking, what would you use to wash the canvas?
You could probably just use dish soap by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, can anything be done with it if it has gesso on it? I would say no.
If it has gesso, no. Nope.
'Cause
Gesso is acrylic based.
Because gesso also permeates the fibers,
Yep.
which is the point,
Yep.
and fixes it. So it's not. You'd just be burning on chalk and paint.
Chalk and acrylic.
And plastic.
Yep.
Polymer. And
Yep.
that's not going to be. It's not going to smell good, and it's not going to do anything either.
For you, yeah. For you in the UK, Sheila, go to Jackson's Art Supply. They will have raw canvas that people buy to stretch their own canvas, and you can just buy a roll of canvas if you're interested. If that's what you want to do.
Here's something too. You can also go to a fabric store.
Yes.
And you can buy
linen
or canvas, and there's different grades of it.
You want the thicker.
Well, do you? Because
for burning.
I prefer. Well, okay, thicker but finer weave is better.
Yes.
Because then you're not fighting the pattern of the canvas. Unless you want to do a really big piece, and then I suppose it wouldn't be as
Yep,
dominant.
look for linen. It's going to drive me nuts trying to remember what's that now.
Stephen Bunch
Hey, Stephen.
is here. He says, I could say, hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, that was like that Cleveland reference again. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Let's
see here.
On Tuesday, too.
I'm just looking for my shapes. That's all I'm doing while we're talking.
Sheila says, great, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's all the same stuff. Though what painters paint on tends to be finer and heavier. But you've painted on the stuff from the fabric store.
I prefer finer weave, linen. So if you're ever confused, it's cotton. You want something that is like cotton based. But that'll work.
Yeah, what I did in the video is in the live stream is just a piece of Jason's canvas. But I do. Hold on 2 seconds. This
1,000, 2,000. Okay.
Yep.
Not holding anymore.
I got the canvas.
Stephen Bunch says that's looking so good.
Thank y'all.
And Andrea says thanks, helped me a lot.
Where is it hiding? I have this scrap canvas. It's leather.
Is it that important?
Well, I'm already up, so yes. I'm up, so yes.
But you're off camera.
No, they can see me.
Well, okay.
Ugh, where did I put it? I have a roll of your canvas that they're extra cutoffs. Aha! There it is. You see it. Alright.
That's fine. It's stacks of stuff.
Mm-hmm. They're all for different things. And the reindeer may be in one of the drawers over there. Alrighty, here's the canvas. This is not washed canvas. What I will do real quick, since we're already done with Nadja for today, this is what canvas looks like. You can see it's the finer. You don't see it, the squares in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a corner of it because I can always clip it.
Oh, Greg, thank you. He found the pictures of the piece of lace, and he posted it in the group.
Okay.
I will be checking that out, Greg. I always like seeing any of you guys. You guys are actually, you got so much talent, and it's cool to see the stuff that you guys do.
All right, so I'm at 2.5 on the canvas. Let me zoom in. That's how light it's burning compared to the 2.5 I was doing right here on the lace, though I was light-handed with it.
I feel like you'd want to stretch it over something or
yes.
fix it just to make it so it doesn't try and bunch on you.
Well, part of that the washing, it's going to get the chemical smell out. It'll get any folds out. I would definitely not wash it with any fabric softener. Shake it and hang it out. You can iron it. You can do that.
Oh, that would be good. That's always actually ironing. That's a fantastic thing.
Yeah. So this is 3.
Because anytime you do textiles, you're gonna knock down those fibers because they'll interfere with the quality of your work.
Yep. And this is not ironed or washed or anything. So I'm gonna bump it up real quick to 4. And what I'm doing is just trying to show you how much heat the canvas can take. It can actually take a lot of heat. So this is 4.
So it shouldn't get out of the kitchen.
Yeah,
because it can take the heat.
That's right.
Yeah. Ha ha.
And this is basswood that's underneath. So I'll show you the difference. I'm trying to make sure I don't hit the paint. Yeah. We'll do this. So that's basswood. This is canvas. You will start seeing the pattern of the fabric. I don't know how well it'll come across if I do this. Let's see here. No, it's too fine right now. I just bumped up to 5. So you can see the 5 right here burns very quickly. And the 5 right here. The canvas takes it a little bit. I mean, it takes it well. But you're going to have, you're going to see the texture of the canvas in the burn. It's not going to be like smoother if you were doing paper or wood, but that may be what part of what you want. In fact, maybe I will stretch a canvas for next month and try this. 6. We see how fast that burns. Just tapping in. It's not going through the canvas yet. I guarantee it's hot. So we're getting similar burns there. The minute I make this pin cherry, I'm guessing we're gonna really.
Wow. So Antonio Torres says "Que bonito trabajo," which means
gracias. I know what it means.
What a nice job.
I know what it means.
I know what it means too.
Beautiful work. I know what it means. I didn't have to Google. Okay, we are cherry red. So here is.
Teresa wants to know what the other side looks like of the canvas.
Okay, I'll show it to you. I know what she means.
So answer your question, does ironing help with the texture? It's not going to help with the texture. But the problem is that on every fabric, canvas included, there's a lot of little fuzzies that pop up, and if you iron it, it knocks those fuzzies down. And
that's what she's asking for. She wants to see how well. So it wasn't until 7 that I really started getting the dark.
Greg says not as talented as you guys. No, that's opinion, Greg. So don't. All
right, we haven't gone through the canvas yet. Let's go up to 8. I don't normally burn at this temperature, but I just want to show. See, we are starting to go a little bit through the canvas. I can see the 2 holes right there. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up. All right, cherry red, which I don't tend to burn on. It's just going to eat through the wood.
Do I need to? Where's the?
No, you're fine. In here, there we go. Just let it. And then here's our canvas.
Wait for you to burst into flames.
I'm trying not to.
Like.
You can't catch it on fire.
Like Nadja. Okay.
Alrighty. So there, I got a hole right there.
Yeah.
So I started getting a hole at 7, but
That's
under that.
What I thought would happen.
No, if I wanted to burn I've done it. It stunk, remember?
Yeah.
I burnt the edges of your mat to make it look old.
Andrea says, I try to use the painting process while burning. Old habits are hard to break.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of that is going to benefit you. Some of it you're going to have to relearn.
Yeah.
But.
There we go. I'm trying to see if you can see the hole.
You.
There we go. Now we can see the hole. So from 2 up to 6, I had no hole. It took the heat really well. started developing a little bit of one here. Then it started thinning out the threads, and then 8.
Okay.
That was 8.
Teresa says, "Okay, Pyro Val, watch out."
Oh no.
Chat got excited.
I'm good.
Greg says, "Use a Jersey word." What? This guy. What's he talking about?
I'm going to quickly put in the spear shader because every tip will burn differently. I'm going to stick it on 4. We're not going to spend time on this. I just want to, again, there's the video, the live stream of actually burning on canvas, but we're here. And I can just trim this off. That's why I'm going along the edge. I don't know what that I'll use this for, but...
A tiny, tiny portrait of a mouse.
Well, you've got plenty of... Alright.
Oh, I've got a lot of scraps.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Not like you need to save it. No, it's precious. Save it.
One thing I would say you do need to watch out is if your tip is dirty, the canvas will clean the tip and then it'll put the carbon smears on the canvas. So kind of like cleaning with denim.
So you can see the little fuzz balls all over the canvas, and washing and ironing will knock those down.
So this is 4, and I can smell the kind of the chemical. I want to see how that takes the fine lines. At 4, but you can see the difference because let's see, 2, 3. That's 4 there. So just. It really takes the shape of the tip. I'll just go up to 5. See, so this on wood, that's the heat burning through. So I would say staple it down to a board, if at all possible. If not, tape it to the board to hold it taut. And then you could stretch it later. But if you wanted to frame it, I'd keep it more relaxed. Unless you're gonna. Alright, this is 5.5. But it just shows. It takes pretty good heat. You just have to be light-handed and control so that you don't burn a hole. Because if I wanted to burn a hole even at 5.5, I think it'd just be a matter of holding it here for a second.
Control so you don't burn a hole.
Yeah, let's see if I can make a hole.
That's rhymes.
It's also going to be on your tip. So let's see. It's not going to polish it off the tip, but let's see here. Huh? Still didn't make a hole at 5.
Is pre-made? What's pre-mated canvas? Oh, is gessoed or is it raw? I don't know what pre-mated canvas. Let me look that up. What is pre-mated canvas? Because.
Bye, Greg.
Bye, Greg. Because
we're about to go too. I just wanted to quickly. Pre-made. He is. It's pre-made canvas such as at Michael's. Yes.
Oh, I thought it was a technical word. I'm sorry. It's probably autocorrect.
Yeah.
Most of the time they are.
Unless they specifically say they are not gessoed, they are gessoed.
But you'll know because if you see them, they're going to be, if you can't touch them, they'll probably have plastic on them.
Yeah.
But they're going to be super white looking.
And it'll say gessoed.
Yep. And yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can get white canvas, but in general, canvas tends to be more cream color.
Linen can be a little lighter.
Yeah.
It's generally that color. And it's generally that color you want to use. It's more natural fibers.
And so you can see the difference. That's a paper towel. That's a white paper towel next to it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then gesso will be like super white.
Yeah, I don't have a gesso canvas. Since I don't use it, I don't got one. Alrighty. So, yeah, I like the canvases you buy for painting. Yep. The stuff at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's.
Uh-oh.
I hit the knob. All those are, unless they say otherwise, they're gessoed. And you won't be able to wash the gesso off. So, canvas bags should be fine. Canvas shoes should be fine. Linen from the fabric store. Canvas from the fabric store. As long as they're not dyed. You don't want them dyed.
No.
The dye will cause you issue. So not dyed, raw canvas that you can easily throw in a bowl with some soap and water and kind of just wash it out, get it kind of washed out, rinse it out, and kind of lay it out to dry and then iron it. You're good to go. All right? Oh, yes. Yes. No, especially Burl wanted to see it.
Yeah. So it's not as detailed as Val's work. So just know that right now. So I'm a painter guy, so I take.
Plus, it's on it's on wood, which
plus I'm really lazy. So, there's always that.
So remember, with the poplar, I got so frustrated that I started over on the basswood, but I handed this would be part 3. I handed the original poplar piece to Jason and said, "Here, you do something with it." This is what he did with it. It would help if I had the camera straight. Maybe.
So I changed it a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. No.
Yeah.
He gessoed the board. So there is burning, but you can't see it.
Well, I used clear gesso.
Clear gesso.
I had to go darker because I didn't want to get rid of your pattern lines because painting doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Or I would have had to do my own pattern, and I just didn't want to do that.
Plus, it would change once you sealed it.
So I used the complementary brown to match your burning, but then
the color's not.
But then I used purple as a tint to make the darks because I prefer that.
Yeah.
So it's still monochromatic, but
the light is changing the color on the camera.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because look how washed out my hands are.
Yeah.
Let me try to very quickly down the brightness so I can see why it's so washed out. There we go. I don't know why it's so washed out. But it is. That's a little closer, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So it's not going to be as detailed as what you do.
No blonde hair. Yeah.
No.
He could do the blonde hair.
I didn't want to. And Nadja in the show is polishing a skull sometimes. So I thought, I'll give her a skull to mess with.
There we go. Take this off. There, you can see a little bit.
Oh.
Both of them are my lines, but
Greg's still here. He says heads up. I like to stay around to see if you talk about me sometimes.
Shh, don't tell him.
Like Jason leaving the room. Yep.
Don't tell him.
I know what happens when I leave.
Don't tell him.
But your pattern was really...
yes, he's expired now. This is the before, and this is the after.
Oh, yeah. That's 3 days later.
3 days. Hey, Marty.
Marty's here? Oh, hey.
Owen.
Hey,
Owen's
what's going on?
Yep. Turn this back on. See, it's a little bit better.
Yeah, he's expired now.
Yeah,
sure.
he's expired now.
So, but I'm a painter, primarily an acrylic painter. Sometimes I do oil, but I chose to do the indications of a lot of stuff and make it more painterly because I don't like that super smooth. I want to be kind of a little bit painterly. So.
I like how you did our jewelry.
Yeah, and that's the indication of, and that's what I'm talking about.
And that's all I'm gonna do with the burning too.
Yeah. So. And I changed her nails a little bit. There's little things I changed here and there just because I was lazy, or because I wanted to do it a different way.
Or you couldn't see
that guy.
Because you're that guy, but you can't see the finger where the nail goes right there. No. So now, why is the color so off?
I don't know. You adjusted it.
It's because of your piece.
Yeah, my fault.
See,
anyway.
Though I would put higher highlights.
Well, I knocked everything back
to
harmonize it, and then I realized it really put the lace down, but
yeah.
I'm alright.
Oh, okay. You're alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
You're alright. And I would have put a little more light. Here I am critiquing.
Yeah, what are you doing? What's going on right now?
Because it was my line.
Give me that.
It was my line. Alrighty. So I don't know what we'll do next week.
Thank you, Teresa.
I have
Greg says now I might leave. But who knows?
Lurker. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do next week. because I don't know that I want to put Nadja on camera anymore because, well, people have been unsubscribing since I've been doing Nadja. Don't know why, but they are.
Yeah, like vampires.
It's just a silly piece.
Appreciate everybody who stayed around.
Yes,
though.
I do.
Thank you very much. And once again, thank you for spending some time with us. It means a lot to us, especially when you're interacting. You guys are awesome.
Yes. So.
Hey, don't you need to tell them something?
I do. I'm trying to get my brain back there. Goodness, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So there's so much I need to do on here, and I will post a final photo. I may go live for Greg and Burrow working on this.
I can help you with one word. Fajitas.
All right, everybody, say it with me. You know what it is. You're awesome.
Too cool for school.
You can do this. Why? Because you're a pyro artist. See you next week. Don't forget to like. Bye.